Hey, Jim Steamclown here. I'm going to talk to you about a digital notebook, a notebook that your students would use if you instead of having a physical notebook, they're just doing everything online and putting everything into a digital notebook. The reason I like this is because then they still have access to all their class notes and things like that they've got because it's on a Google Drive sitting around. But here's what I do: I actually make the document for them, and then I add them as an editor to the document. This does two things. One, it makes it so that I'm in control of that document, and also at the end of the year, I'm still in control of that document, and I can like turn it off, turn their access off, and that document sticks around. But it also means that I've got control of it on my Google Drive rather than theirs, and they're just editors on a document. Anyway, this is what I do. In Canvas, I'll actually have a assignment where I talk about what the engineering notebook is and all that kind of stuff, and then I have notebook checks, and I'll just do notebook checks during the week, or once a week maybe, or every other week or something. But anyway, so what does this actually look like? So this is my Google site. You can create your own website as well. I've got a section called Engineering Notebooks, right? And I've actually got a slide presentation which I can also share as well. All right, we're looking for it real quick. Slide. Yeah. So I have this slide presentation, which basically I just go through like what is an engineering notebook, and what is that, what does that look like, right? And why do we create it, and best practices, and if they make mistakes, what do they do, and blah 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 blah. And we talk about some historical engineering notebooks and what's inside of those. But then what I do is I get them to to have their own engineering notebook. And what I do every year is I have a notebook, and on this page, and I'll give you the link to this template. But on this page, I've got a document. I've got it set up so it's a copy right now because I make copies of it. But anyway, this is engineering notebook, and what I do is I come in here and I'll put in the student name. Actually, let me look and see what student I need to do still. Scott. So I put in Scott's name here, and then I go to Jared. I change this to anyone with a link. I copy the link, and I come back to my page here. Put it in edit mode. Come back to my page here, and I link it to Scott. All right. And so now Scott has got their own document. Now let's go look at Scott's document, right? I was going to open that up. Here's Scott's book, right? It's Engineering Book Scott. And they would come in at the first of the year. I would come in here and I would paste in right here. I would paste in their MetroEd email would get pasted in there. So now they're an editor on this document. Now, what's in this document? You can have whatever heading you want up here for your particular program. It's a nursing program. It's their nursing notebook, and you can have they put all their nursing vocabulary or questions or whatever, right? Or worksheets or things get stuck in there. And so what I actually do is I have a section here that I will have them copy and paste every time. So they don't necessarily do this every day, but it could be. But a couple times a week, it's like, all right, everybody get in your engineering notebook. Let's put an entry in for today. And they would copy and paste this. They would paste this, up here at the top. And it's going to be set up as a blog format. So whatever the current day is at the top, and everything goes down, right? So they would copy and paste this. Maybe they copy it actually underneath it, so they always have the template at the top. I don't know, however it works for you. But then they'll they'll change the date. They'll give it a compelling title like learning about parasites, right? And then in here they can write a little short 25 words. That's like 3 sentences of like why did I create an engineering notebook entry for today. Then they can actually do some planning, like especially if they're working on a project or something, you're giving them time to work on something. It's like, what's your plan? What do you plan to get done today? What's the list? Then also if they're doing any kind of reference links, so if they've found something on Google some links, they got a YouTube video, whatever, like have them put them there, because otherwise they'll just like lose those links. And then they're like, I found this place, but now I can't find it anymore, right? And so have them put them in there. This section here, I have them do like class notes. Like, so if I'm doing something, lecture, and I say, hey, this is actually really important, you probably should put this formula down, or you probably should write, a little note here, or you should probably take this link and post it here because there might be some quiz questions that come on this, right? Whatever, right? So in this section here, they would just like post class notes and take notes and whatever. If we're doing something, I say, hey, take some notes, they take them right here. So now they've captured them. And then a lot of times in my classroom, I've got some kind of open lab, self-selected labs where they've got teams, 2 or 3 are working on something. And so a couple times a week, I'm like, all right, for the next 45 minutes, it's open lab time. You are working on your project. I'm going to walk around and help people answer questions and see where you're at. But I want you to spend, 10 minutes of this time documenting what you did. And so that's what they do. They just describe what they did. They'd replace this text and describe what they did. They would include any, code or pictures or stuff, links, whatever. And then I have them for whatever that project is, because some of these projects will be a couple of weeks long. It's next time you work on this project, what are you going to work on? Just so that they are already started. So next time they get in, they're like, oh, what were we doing? Oh, that's right. We were going to work on this thing. And then bam, off they go. Right. And so that's my engineering notebook. You can use it however you want, as far as having a electronic document where they keep notes, they paste pictures, they take screenshots of stuff. They've built something and they take a picture of it, put it in their engineering notebook. You could even have it where you have something they cut and paste some questions, and then they just do the answer. They answer the questions in the engineering notebook, right? I mean, most of that kind of stuff I'd actually do in Canvas in just an assignment, but this gives you some flexibility to kind of change it up, right? Have them write little reports about something, and put it in their engineering notebook. But so the nice thing about this though is that then this is my engineering notebook, right? And so this is my right here. This directory is my engineering notebooks for students 23, 24, right? Come in here, I got my AM and all the engineering notebooks. So I created all those. That's a little bit of front end loading, but then I just go through the first day or two of school. I go in each one of them and I just add their MetroEd email to it, and they have access to it. They have edit. You give them edit privileges to it, and they edit it. So now any other students can look at each other's engineering notebooks, and you can use it for telling students, hey, let's take a look at this. Is really good. This is what I'm expecting, right? If yours is not looking like this, you need to start working on figuring out how to make yours kind of look like this, right? And I don't see much like copying back and forth between them specifically, like they're cheating. I don't use it that way, so it doesn't work that way. But anyway, that's what I do. So hopefully that helps. That's interesting to you. Good luck. See you later. Bye.